2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. Examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know you not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shai is in you, except you be reprobates? I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bashar, Yahweh Shai, Bashar, Rakah, Kudash, forgive me the spirit to do this lesson. This lesson is going into examining yourselves to set your spiritual map right, okay? Your spiritual GPS, okay? You look at this as a war, a spiritual war, man. It's a battle of the mind. It's all in the mind, okay? But you have to sit down like a war, and you have to map it out. What do you have to do? Where is the enemy? Okay? What can you do better? All right? Can you read more? Then you find out what's getting in the way of you reading. Then you put that as the enemy. See, Satan is going up and down the earth, setting these things up, okay, in your way to make you not worry about this, man. But this is what it talks about, your eye being single, man. You're looking at the map in front of you and you saying, okay, I need to do this. I need to do that. Okay. It's called checking into the war. If you're in a real war, you're not going to be to the side chilling while missiles and dropping and all kinds of ammunition is going on. Bombs. Okay. You're not going to do that, man. Why? Because you're going to be alert and understand the danger around you. Well, you got to understand the danger around you right now as we speak. So you have to look at the war map to see what's going on. Really lay it out. Be honest with yourself, okay? And see what's going on within that map. Be honest, okay? I would even write a real map. Get you a big piece of paper and really write it down like an army, okay? The spirit on one side, you want to be on that side, and then the enemy on the other side. What is he doing? What are you doing? And that's how you really get to the nitty gritty, man. That's one way, okay? Now in that scripture, let's go into examine in the blue letter.
Strong's G 3985, Pyradzo. Pyradzo.
Okay, it says to try whether a thing can be done. To attempt. Endeavor. Let's look at the Google definition of endeavor. It says try hard to do or achieve something. And in this war, you're trying to achieve victory, to overcome in this war, man. Okay, to overcome the enemy, man, that comes in all shapes and forms in your life to get you off track. Off track of what? The war. Never forget that it's a war, man. Don't get deceived. Okay, it's a war every day happening in your mind. Okay, it's a war happening in your mind every day, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. Okay, you can't get around it. It's going to happen regardless if you chilling or doing what you want to do outside of this truth. The war is still happening, man. So that's something that we have to acknowledge 100%. That's what's going on here. Okay, let's go back to 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 6. But I trust that you shall know that we are not reprobates. Now I pray to Yahweh Bashar Shai that you do no evil, not that which should appear approved, but that you should do that which is honest, though we be as reprobates. Right, man. Okay, our righteousness is as filthy rags at the end of the day. Okay, but that's not an excuse to not pay attention to the war. You know, we fall short as an excuse. We understand the scriptures there. Righteous man falls 7 times, get back up again. But, you can get used to using that as an excuse, as a cop-out, to not do what you're supposed to do, to not pay attention to the war, man. Okay? You get back up again. Why? Because you're paying attention to the war. That's the only way to get back up again, man. It's to fight. Meaning you are acknowledging that you were in a war. That's the only way. Okay? Now from there, let's go to Sirach chapter 18, verse 20. Before judgment, examine thyself. And in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy. And we want mercy at the end of the day, man. So putting together this map, this spiritual map of your life, you know what's going on in your life. If no one else knows, you know. You and Yahweh Bashar Shai. Okay, so you can't fool him. You can fool everybody else, you can't fool them. Okay? So let's read it again. Before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation, when Yahweh Bashar Shai comes, thou shalt find mercy. And that's what we want, man. Okay? You want mercy, don't you? Well, You got to examine yourself. And what do you examine? You examining your mind frame in the war. That's what it's talking about. Okay? Can't get around it. Now let's jump to verse 24. I'm going to end on that. Just a little quick exhortation for Joachim and you sisters that listen out there. So verse 24, it says, think upon the wrath that shall be at the end. It's going to be horrible. Let's think upon it for a second, that we know in the scriptures. Okay. America's going to get hit by nukes. Not just America, but around the world, but just focusing on Babylon. It's going to be hit by nukes, man. You talking about the plagues of Egypt, ancient Egypt coming back. And this Egypt, the plagues, okay, and more plagues and more plagues. It's going to be ridiculous, man. It's going to be a horrible time. Jacob's trouble, the worst time in history. Okay? It's going to be horrible, man. So that's part of the Lord's vengeance. So you're supposed to think upon these things so that you fear, so that you understand, man, you know what? Let me set my ass down and examine what the hell I'm doing right now, because the war haven't stopped just because I'm chilling. Okay? And that's the reality. So I hope this is edifying. Just a little quick little exhortation for Joachim. I want to give our praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakah, Kodash, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to Joachim out there that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.